In this episode of More Time Financial Gen Y Advice, we're talking about how you're going to save for your wedding. So in the last episode, we talked about the importance of setting yourself a budget and how to reduce some expenses to save for your big wedding day. In this episode, we're going to talk about what account or what vehicle we're going to use for this saving. So typically a wedding is going to be less than 5 years away. So investing this money is going to be usually out of the question. So what I suggest is that you and your partner set up a separate bank account or a separate sub account in one of your existing bank accounts. So what this will allow you to do is that you put your savings in there together so you can see where everything is, but then also anytime expenses come up, it's not going to be a fight on saying I paid for the last one, you paid for this one. You can just take the money out of that joint account and hopefully the money is all going to be there so you don't have to worry about fighting for over each expense. So this will also allow you to see how much money you've got in there, and then potentially if you've got some more than you thought, or if you've been really good at your savings, potentially have some more, you can use that money to buy those extra things that maybe you thought you weren't going to be able to afford for your big day. So the other thing you really need to be careful of is the other expenses that come pre and post your big wedding day. So what I mean by that, is that you have your wedding day, which everyone fixates on, so well, my wedding cost me 10 grand or whatever it was, but they don't take into account those other expenses, so such as the bucks nights, the hens nights that come before the wedding. There's also the dress fittings, and all those little expenses that slowly add up and can potentially blow your budget. The other thing a lot of people are doing is still taking a honeymoon and maybe combining this with a holiday after the wedding. So you need to take that into account as well. Saying, right, we've got the wedding coming up, but then we also want to be able to go on a month-long honeymoon overseas. So you need to take that into account as well. So all these expenses are going to add up very quickly. So it's really important that you stick to your budget and then you set up a joint account or some sort of account that you can both have access to. So this will help to reduce some of the fighting or some of the stress that comes with planning a wedding.